Well, I've done all the preliminaries on the Sierra-2 model here. Incidentally, this is a Small World Models based kit, Dave Manley. I laid up all the parts and cast the parts from his tooling, which was purchased by Mr. Caswell when we had a relationship with him. And what I did was I retooled everything so we could get back into production. But that's another story. Here you see the structurally completed model in primer gray, and I've already gone through the preliminary steps of sanding it down with 600 and wiping it down with a wax cloth to get all the dust and stuff off of it. One last step I might as well do now because I can still see we got some dust within some of the engravings. Good. It takes care of that. All right. So it's all been prepped, ready for paint. Now we're going to start by painting the bottom of the model. Like so. And this has already been prepped, ready for paint. No dust. Good. Incidentally, this is a cylinder that's going to go into this thing. That's a long, storied career. I'll describe how that came to be at another time, perhaps. But let's get on to painting this thing. This is my paint preparation station here. Various solvents, clear coat. It's my preference to use a 2K paint, that is to say, one that has to be catalyzed. You just can't take it out of the can, cut it with thinner and paint. People often ask me, why don't I use the fine paints available at hobby shops and rattle cans that you can get from, the big box stores like Lowe's and Harbor Freight and that sort of thing. I go with the two-part polyurethane paints because of their durability. These are products that are formulated for actual use on automotive car bodies, and I'm talking about the real thing. Your refinishing supply houses in town cater to the collision repair shops, which fix damage to bodies and also paint. And that's the important connection here, is that those paints that the pros use to refinish cars, I use on models because of its durability. The polyurethane two-part paint is extremely wear resistant. It'll resist chipping, ultraviolet light, a lot of chemistries that would otherwise attack other paint systems. This stuff is impervious to. It's perfect for me because in the past, as a pro, I had to satisfy the needs and wants of a client who wanted durability in a paint job and not something that you could scratch with a fingernail. So I use the two-part polyurethane paints these days. I won't go back to the hobby shop stuff. It's crap on toast as far as I'm concerned. Here's some of my menagerie of different 2K paints. The old school Chromacolor, no longer available, but I still have some tins. So I've kept the catalyst on those occasions when I have a need for the color or a color mix using that specific chemistry. Recently, I've had to go to this restoration shop brand of polyurethane automotive paints, and that just because the preferred paint is no longer available. So I already have premix of the red, and that's what we're painting now, is the red underbody. We're going to need the paint itself and the accelerator here, these two guys. Now, there's a recommended thinner. I don't go with that. I just go with a cheapy Walmart lacquer thinner. Mixing this stuff is rather straightforward. It's a ratio of 4 parts of the paint itself to 1 part of the accelerator. So it goes something like this. Of course, you want to make sure your paint's always mixed up. It does stratify in the can if left by its own devices any length of time. So you take a real clean mixing stick, and it goes all the way to the bottom, and I don't feel any gunk down there. So that's telling me that this guy's already mixed up pretty good. So let's get rid of this mixing stick without making a mess. Oh yeah. All right. And we're ready to transfer some paint. An equally clean but dry transfer cup. I'm not going to need much because I'm going to cut this quite a bit with thinner, so I'll get plenty of volume. Oh, we got the paint in there. Of course, I'm getting it all over my pinkies. And that's why I have this ready service container of lacquer thinner. So I can clean my pinkies whenever I get them marked up. Okay. I also endeavor to keep the threads on mixing containers clear of paint. Good. The ratio is 4:1, and precise measurement is a necessity. Yeah, right. It's not. You merely take your accelerator and, gee, I wonder what 1 part of that mess is. Well, that looks okay. All right. Duly accelerated. Of course, I got to mix it. Like so. So now we have the accelerator and the paint itself. It's starting the polymerization process of hardening, which will take several hours in this condition. But unused paint can be stored in the refrigerator for a couple of days and still have utility before you have to throw it out. Now you see it's rather gunky in this condition. Well, that's okay, because we're going to cut the hell out of it with our Deep Sea Wonder Walmart lacquer thinner. Like so. Precise measurement a necessity. Usually about 2/3 of the volume we started with. Here you can see how tenacious that paint is. Because this stuff is so volatile, you need a proper charcoal mask. Particulate mask ain't going to do it. You need a charcoal mask. This one has been giving me good service for about 5 years now. That's pretty good. First off, I'm going to ensure this compressor was left on and it's off. I've got about 35 psi on the compressor. That's good. I like that. So things are going to get a little muffled on when I turn into Darth Vader here. Okay, a couple squirts. Let's see what we got. Okay, we'll start with the lower vertical stabilizer. Increase it. Wanted to go on wet. Horizontal stabilizer. Notice I'm just shooting from one direction right now. I'm going to get the whole tail cone. When we go to the bigger gun, the touch-up gun, it doesn't have the finesse of the H. And that's something you don't hear from any model builders regarding the H as a finesse tool. For most model builders, it's overkill. For the larger models, it has its limitations. These, incidentally, are ram scoops for the main circs, which cool your secondary loop. Soviets are pretty clever. They hang these things out instead of circ pumps running all the time. You only have to run the circ pumps when the boat's going so slow they can't get ram pressure in. Pretty clever shit. Fucking Russians. They come up with some neat shit. They got the best looking boats on the planet. I'll give them that. Now, notice we haven't attached the stern planes or the bottom rudder yet. They're right here. And those have to be painted. And finally, the rudder. Well, okay, that's it for the Pache. Now, to load up this guy, I can still leave the Pache in the loop because I got a second airline, formerly the blow line. It's now being used to drive the touch-up gun. This hand isn't too filthy. There we are. All right, let's finish this dude. Yeah, look at all that paint. I wonder if I broke the gun somehow. Anywho. Automotive refinishing 101. Okay, we're done. Boy, are we done. Look at that mess. Looked like a machine got a hold of me. Well, the painting is done, and I've already cleaned the two guns. So there you have it. And when I say clean the gun, I mean clean the gun. You take it down to parade rest, you soak it for several minutes in lacquer thinner, preferably an hour or so, and then you take the parts out and you scrub each one individually with test tube brushes, stiff traditional brushes, and you give it a very thorough cleaning. Then you try it out, either with low pressure air if you're in a rush, or just let it sit and let the volatile remnants of the lacquer thinner evaporate away. Then reassemble the tool, and it'll be ready for the next time you need it. Take care of your tools, and they will take care of you. Now I gotta put this thing under some heat lamps. You see those up here. I got an array of 3 of them. Get this one oriented. Yeah. So we put the model here, we turn on the heat lamps, and after about 12 hours I'll be ready to sand on this thing. Probably the only sanding I need to do is to address that damn overspray I did, and I got those runs on the other side. Anyway, it's been about 10 minutes, and it's starting to tack up a little bit. That's good. All right. Good. Yeah, I'll have to come back later where that run was, sand it down a bit, and hit it with some touch-up, and we'll be done with the red. It'll take a couple hours. In fact, I can see another holiday. Right, you know, that's a nice thing of having two guns of different caliber charged up and ready to go.